Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. We're in the book of Genesis right now, and we're in chapter 17, and we're going to be reading today Genesis 17, verses 15 through 22. We're talking about Abraham, and the reason I like talking about Abraham and his story is because he faithfully he was called to follow God, and he did it overall. He was really faithful in doing that. However, he does have some hiccups, in his walk with God. He's not a perfect guy, okay, much like myself. There's many things I'll fall into sin doing this, and I'll be tempted with this, and I'll I am just like Abraham, where I'm not perfect, and if you're looking for the perfect person, you're going to be looking a really long time. But Abram was not perfect, and and it shows here. It shows right here in the Bible, how he did good and he was following God and had the covenant with God and everything. And then it shows how he tripped up and fell into sin and betrayed his wife several times and all kinds of stuff like that. And different times he tries to help God out, and God doesn't need our help, but he tries to help God out of his pickle. So today I wanted to talk about God promises to Abraham something that seems impossible, okay? So let's read today. It's Genesis 17, verses 15 through 22. God also said to Abraham, "As far as Sarah your wife, you are no longer to call her Sarai. Her name will be Sarah." Okay, so now from this point on we have Abram is turned to Abraham, and Sarai is called Sarah. Okay, there's all kinds of, it's like the fifth letter of the Hebrew was changed in each of those names to get it to that. And when you change those names, they both had different meanings. Okay, when you did that. All right, verse 16. I will bless her and will surely give you a son by her. I will bless her so that she will be the mother of nations. Kings of peoples will come from her. All right, now this is kind of, when you read this, is kind of funny. Like this is like my great grandmother, all of a sudden deciding to have a baby, impossible, it would be the thing. And it says she's going to be the father of many I will bless her and she will surely give you a son. Okay, she hasn't had a son yet. How is that going to happen? Verse 17. Abraham fell face down. He laughed and said to himself, which I'd probably be doing the same thing, I think. Oh, that's a funny joke. And said to himself, will a son be born to a man 100 years old? Will Sarah bear a child at the age of 90? 90. Do you guys know anybody that's 90 years old? Okay. And if they are 90 years old, are they parent material at that time? No, not today. Verse 18, and Abraham said to God, if only Ishmael might live under your blessing. And then God said, yes, but your wife Sarah will bear you a son, and you will call him Isaac. I will establish my covenant with him as an everlasting covenant for his descendants after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard you, and I will surely bless him. I will make him fruitful and will greatly increase his numbers. He will be the father of 12 rulers, and I will make him into a great nation. But my covenant I will establish with Isaac, whom Sarah will bear to you by this time next year. When he had finished speaking with Abraham, God went up from him. Okay, this is the first time that it's said she's going to have a son. Okay, and the first time that God says you're going to name him Isaac. All right, so Ishmael had already been born at this time. And I believe he would have been like close to 13 years old at this time. So this happens here, and the whole point of today, it's, God promises to Abraham something that seems impossible. When you look at this, Abraham thought it is impossible, and Sarah thought it to be impossible. We would think the same thing if we were in their shoes. We'd be like, oh, give me a break. I haven't had any children now, and I'm 100 years old, and my wife is 90 years old. I don't think so. And we would, it'd be part of the comedy show. But God was going to do the impossible. And it looked like it was impossible. And God's the one who set it up. Okay, it wasn't like this just all happened and like God is like, oh no, what am I going to do? No, God set this up to show His power, that He can give you children whatever, whenever He wants to. You know, if you're 100 years old and your wife is 90 years old, well, that's when the Father of faith is going to have His son. Okay, so it's an amazing thing, but it shows how God, it promises something that seems to be impossible. Okay, and you'll see it different other parts of the Bible too. The things that God will proclaim and stuff, it seems like, oh, that's impossible. Okay, even when you look at the end times, you're seeing all that stuff, and you're going, like, how can that possibly be? That's going to be impossible. Well, with God, all things are possible. And I close with that. With God, all things are possible. Thanks for watching. I'm a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through Genesis, and we'll conclude chapter 17 tomorrow. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.